Welcome back, everybody. And today will be the first episode of 2025 of the Happy Podcast. I'm your host, Kanji, and with me today,
Erik, your co-host once again.
And I'm Simon.
Very special guest. Yeah, dude, this will be our first episode for 2025. And I wanted to bring back all the best parts of the earlier episodes. So I extradited Erik back into the States, so we don't have to worry about Erik. And I brought a special guest to help us give a little rundown on 2025 and what we've seen thus far the first few months. Because arguably a lot of the biggest shows now are like nearing the finales of all of their runs right now. So, for example, Dragon Ball, some Marvel shows and movies that are coming out recently, and a resurgence of DC possibly. I don't know. What have you guys been into?
So mainly I've been watching Dragon Ball DAIMA. I'm caught up with all of it. We're waiting for the last episode at this moment, this time of the recording.
Yeah.
And all I honestly have to say is a bunch of good stuff about it, because there's a lot of hate online.
Because right now we're on episode 19 by the time this episode is recorded, and once it's released, the finale is already out.
Yeah.
But 19 episodes of pure fan service in the best way possible, I guess.
Well, that's the thing, I've seen a bunch of other people kind of hate on it, because they're not really liking with what's going on, but
So you've seen a large portion of it too, Simon. What are your initial thoughts on the show? A part of, because the late Akira Toriyama, rest in peace, passed this month as well.
I'm not going to say I'm with the haters, but there's a few things that could snip out, or at least there are a lot of buffer episodes.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I could see where people are coming from, but Dragon Ball has been going on for 40 years now, something like that. It's been around for a long time. It's
one of the longest properties to still be relevant today.
At this point, I'm just they can't please everybody with everything. There's obviously fans from back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, dude. Well over they're all dads at this point.
Yeah, and they're I could understand why they're not I guess
it's just in this weird position, because even us, in our 20s and 30s, we still love the property. We can acknowledge how bad it is, but for some reason we still want to see if it's actually good again.
Yeah.
And DAIMA was one of those shows for me, because Super, I felt dipped so bad in quality that I took the time to read the manga, and arguably that was the better version of the two.
Yeah,
there hasn't been a recent anime except for this one that really grasped me, because Tournament of Power came out. That was fine for the hype and a possible new form, and now it's getting derivative.
Did you like the movies that came out? Broly, Superhero?
Broly was good. I understand the flaws, but just knowing Toriyama penned it himself, I'll take at face value, because I love the guy, and rest in peace. He did pass away on March 1st. Yeah. So by the time this show wraps up, it'll be his last project with Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with the other shows, or is this kind of your first Dragon Ball exposure?
Funny enough, this is my first time watching the show, I guess, because I would consider myself a pretty big fan of Dragon Ball by now.
Yeah.
But I've never watched OG, I've never watched Z, GT, Super. As soon as I got into Dragon Ball, I remember I would just go onto YouTube and watch clips of the final fights or the biggest moments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
cue to Yajirobe cutting off a tail. And if it doesn't make the cut, we'll put an emoji in.
Yeah.
Okay.
By now, I know the story and stuff, and I've even dabbled into the manga as well. Mostly the superhero, because Super is, I guess, pretty hated on too, right?
Did you like Super, Sai, or?
Super had its up and downs.
Yeah.
A lot more downs than.
Yeah.
It's just the whole power scaling, getting into God mode, and everybody's now getting into God mode.
Yeah.
And then even I love heroes, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, getting way left behind on that front.
Yeah. So
before we get off the tangent and get into another whole show, how about we just review the first 19, since they are the ones that created this new lore for us to delve into the demon realm, how demon power even works.
Yeah.
And there was a possible theory that one of the characters is actually Akira Toriyama himself.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, dude.
So are we gonna do like spoilers or?
We'll do blind review now, and then I'll let you guys know. I'll give you a timestamp or something.
Cause like, I just want to talk about it all, you know.
Yeah, because okay, regardless, if you're gonna watch this review, you know there're gonna be spoilers for it anyway.
Yeah.
So spoilers now in 3, 2, 1. All right. So off the bat, what did you think of Glorio and that whole beginning part of the arc? Because it starts off with a grand party, and they all get wished to be kids by the Demon King.
The first part is really where I felt like I didn't know where they were really gonna take the show, you know. Like I was kind of skeptical about it at first. Like before the show even came out, they said they were gonna touch upon the demon realm, right?
Yeah.
And like it's gonna take place on, I guess, where the Majin people are from, right? So like I mean, like I was interested to see how they were gonna do it.
Three different realms,
Yeah.
and like what's weird about how Toriyama does like character designs and story art, it's like there's not a coherent like because there is an evil person, but there's so much goofiness around it that you don't take it seriously at first.
Yeah.
Because they try to show off like the baddest guys in their lore, but they just come off as tubby, you know, Nacho Libre looking motherfuckers, and it just takes you out of it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know Linguini was the villain of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Then I looked up Daima. Daima is evil, and there's not a whole lot of evil in it. It's all like
Wait, the word Daima means
Daima's evil, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn man, you know, like damn man. Like that one. A little breaking down the words.
Yeah.
But after Glorio successfully gets the Z Fighters to come to the Demon Realm, they take Goku first, as he's arguably the strongest after the Buu arc. They go to the Demon Realm, and that's when everything starts to go off slowly and introducing new side characters and new foes. What did you guys think of the different worlds that they introduced to us?
Honestly, I really liked, I guess, the atmosphere of the worlds. Like, I really liked how they kind of brought it to life, I guess. Like, some of those, like, filler episodes are really just showing, like, you know, the world around, like, how it is, I guess. Like, they go into little shops, they're traveling in, like, caverns and stuff, you know? So, like, they kind of did bring the world a little bit to life, so that I liked.
What were some negatives that you saw? Because I liked what was all introduced, and I'm grateful for it, you know? But there are some things that I wanted different, but maybe because we've already been saturated by so many different storytelling elements that I was like, oh, you know, my expectations were everywhere.
I guess it's honestly like, I mean, they're only gonna do one season of this, right? So like,
20 episodes flat.
I guess it'll be pretty hard to get really deep into all the characters. Like, for example, Glorio, I do like him as a character. Like he got tricked in the end, right? So like he's not really the bad guy, weird. But he's just like pretty naive, I guess. He's not really.
They always do that where they give you. Dragon Ball has this weird thing of either doing pairs or individuals that are stoic as hell. Yeah. And then they end up being the goofy selves because they weren't allowed to break free.
Yeah, like in the end, like he literally just sides with him at the end, you know. Yeah. He's like, you guys are the good guys.
Yeah, that's not even a wrinkle on his jean jacket either, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, because that dude, he fought a literal demon king.
Yeah, so
with
like,
the third eye.
I like Glorio, but like he's not really like a deep character, I guess.
Yeah,
that's like my one complaint, I guess.
What are your thoughts on it, Sai?
The beginning, party's fun. The wish for them to be kids again, reminiscent to if you guys ever watched GT.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of that, and that was fun. That's also very fun. And then the first world, or I guess it's the third world for them, the demon world.
Yeah.
It goes more akin to like, I'm thinking right now it's like Tatooine, that first bar, like a mishmash of different creatures and stuff.
Werewolves for some reason.
There's not really an explanation of like what these creatures are.
Yeah.
They're all considered demons, but there's subcategories. They don't get in that.
Yeah. They say demon, and what always gets me, right, is the terminology and how they freely use these things, because demon, we have such a negative connotation towards it. And so you expect everyone that's a demon to be like jackasses. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we literally saw a village just get ransacked by these guards. Literally, it's just like medieval times. Yeah, and that's like what they're demons. They're just humans with funny faces.
Yeah, they have to pay with like their life or some shit.
Yeah, their souls.
Like they do collars.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys ever have the time to watch a Justin Timberlake movie, what's that movie called? In Time. the whole premise is like their society. Everyone's basically immortal, and the currency is years.
Oh wait, yeah, it has it like displayed on the.
Yeah, they're like at the
On
peak
their
of like
wrist, yeah.
25,
Yeah,
30,
okay.
whatever
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
they're.
And I thought that would play a factor in this storyline, the whole time element, but it's never touched upon. Besides that village that was
No.
ransacked.
They just used it as like we're the bad guys and we're just stealing
we're
money,
just gonna show you
steal
how
money.
evil we
Yeah,
are.
so
Yeah.
after Glorio and Goku, and they bring the Grand Kai Shin with them along. Those three alone are adventuring through the third demon realm. They stumble upon a character. Is it
Ponzi.
Ponzi?
Yeah.
One note. What's up with the fucking names, bro? Pansy and Glory Hole. We gotta fix that shit, cause that is crazy, and no one's commented on it but me. And I feel like I'm the one that's losing my mind.
Yeah.
Cause how'd you say it initially when you saw the?
I said it as is. I didn't really think of anything else.
I was like, why is there?
Like
something
I
weird?
know he used to pick their names off of vegetables,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Vegeta. Well, I guess I don't really know.
If
what he
I should
is.
make a character named Bitch Ass.
Yeah.
Bitch Ass, and he's a chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the name, I guess. Yeah.
I like Glorio, but it's weird pairing him up with Goku because he's so lean. He is literally like the way they drew him is like very like Bob's Burgers esque. So did you like the side characters? What were you guys' thoughts on the side characters?
Hanzi is another one that I thought was pretty
useful.
like I like it.
Yeah.
She's useful. Like she's obviously like their like mechanic, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like she's like the tinkerer, but like again, like she's not like a really deep character. A bunch of the side characters are like that. They're not really deep. They're just like there on the mission, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too because a lot of people are gonna compare it too much to GT.
Mm.
And GT's whole premise was Goku. These are the main cast: Goku, Pan, and Trunks. Both being their roles filled by Glorio for Trunks and Ponzi for Pan. And they both serve the same purpose if you were to swap them out of either storyline.
Yeah.
But did you feel their additions? Do you want them in the main cast? Is what I'm asking. Are they worthy enough to be in the main cast? Or
yeah.
just solely for the story?
Yeah. No, so Ponzi, if in the original like Dragon Ball, she pretty much is Bulma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's the mechanic.
Yeah.
She actually propels a lot of the story forward.
Yeah.
To get to like the next area, because there's a
Yeah,
few
true.
times where they
They
lose
would
their
break
ship.
down.
Yeah.
What was it? 3 times they lost their
like
ship. Three times.
They had to switch a whole nother ship.
Goku didn't even
Yeah.
drive one time. It's insane.
Yeah. He can't even drive in the original show, right?
Yeah, he's like dyslexic or something.
Yeah.
I don't know,
But
that's probably-
yeah. Like I could see them being a core part of the cast. You know?
it was cool having them along. It's just
Again, I like them. It's just they're not like really deep.
what's weird about Dragon Ball is they give you these promising things that could happen, right? But the same story beats happen the same way. Character is impacted in the beginning of the arc.
Mm-hmm.
Then they are defeated halfway through, and at the end they have a 1v1. They do all that, and they never stray away from the recipe. And it's not inherently a bad thing, but the villain is always just one guy, and it's never been him and his henchmen. Because you're gonna tell me, right? And I'm not gonna jump. I'm gonna wait. But this motherfucker got an army. And you're telling me it ends with a 1v1 again? No one else is coherent. No one else is capable of fighting these kids. Because they're like 8 years old, bro, mind you. And their sayings I understand. But you're telling me there's not one demon? Not one demon that's close to that shit? It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And the one that gets the most damage is a giant from like the second world or whatever.
Yeah, they kind of skip over that. It's like a good 10 minutes when they go into the second demon world, and there's like giant creatures.
Oh yeah.
Randomly giant
Yeah, yeah.
creatures.
I remember that.
And they're like fighting what I assume is like a junior high kid. He has his backpack and everything.
Like a school kid. And then they're like, I think. Oh, we didn't even talk about him. The Namekian that gets introduced, Neva.
Yeah, so
he's like their guide.
Neva is basically like the Professor X of the show.
Yeah.
So he has basically all the power, and he starts the initial journey, and basically ends it as well with his additions, because he's this old ass Namekian dude.
He's literally like the legendary Namekian,
Namekian.
as they describe in the show.
And he just has all the fan service to give out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna brush through the storyline real quick. Each of the demon realms are guarded by these gates. Only way to travel through them are by portal travel. They get to each of the checkpoints, and as you can imagine, they go through all these hard adversaries, not necessarily, and their goal is to get back one of their teammates that were abducted, Guardian of Earth, and to wish themselves as adults. So they're going to each of these planets, finding a Dragon Ball, and that's the whole premise. 3 Dragon Balls collected, make a wish.
Yeah.
Jump forward into Tomagamis, which are the guards for the Dragon Balls. Each of them proved to be fairly adequate adversaries. How did you feel about their additions and what they added to Dragon Ball? Because these characters, these characters went through a lot already. It was crazy.
I honestly really liked the whole aspect of them, like, you know, having a guardian to guard the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like, I actually liked it, you know. They made it work, and I guess, like, in terms of, like, power, like, they were the only thing so far on the show that they've come across that's, like, pretty difficult, right?
Yeah,
You know?
because this is after Z, and so there's
Yeah.
not really anyone as strong as
Yeah, like throughout
Kid
the
Buu,
whole
I guess.
show, like with the army we talked about earlier, how they were going through the village and stuff, ransacking it, like Goku, Vegeta,
Yeah.
like they were all able to, like, you know, just wipe them out until they reached to the Tamagamis, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah, Tamagotchis
Yeah.
or some shit.
Those were the only things that posed as, like, a challenge to them. And
Yeah.
honestly, like, the first fight was really well animated with number 3, right?
Yeah.
Number 3.
What was his weapons and like?
It was like a hammer, like
How's he built?
like a big ass.
This dude was built like a Dorito.
Yeah,
Like
I
upside
guess.
down
Yeah,
though,
an
so it's
upside
like
down
that.
Dorito.
It's not this
Yeah.
way because that'd be
He's
scary.
like, he was like top heavy, I guess.
yeah, he's
And,
top
like,
heavy. Yeah, he's top heavy.
And that's the first time we see Goku really use Super Saiyan as a kid.
Because like I said, they have an army in place as a plot device, but they're so weak in fodder that they don't even get enough time to. They try to make gimmicky characters, but it's like obviously they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Because of how shitty
Yeah.
their abilities in the character
Yeah.
are.
Like up until this point, we saw like flashes of Goku trying to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Like he would do like a punch as a Super Saiyan, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
What'd you
But
think?
then-
What'd you think of the Tamagamis side?
Yeah, no, I love the design. It's just Dragon Ball has an issue with having like giant characters. I would love to see like their fights as like on their height level, or at least like a normal adult.
Like Kid Buu, huh?
Yeah, like those.
Yeah.
Because Tamagamis are like, what, 15 feet tall, and they're like
Yeah.
3-foot kids.
Yeah.
It's not even.
Can you explain the newer Boos that came out from the show?
The newer Boos.
Oh yeah. Which one was first? Ku.
Yeah.
Ku.
Oh.
So
These guys are arguably like one of my favorites because they're so they look dumb as hell. They look dumb as hell, but they do provide a service.
So they
Yeah.
did say when, but I forgot. They took a piece of Boo from the final fight. I don't remember what part of the fight they took it from.
It was whenever flashback. Majin Vegeta is doing his last attack where he just commits suicide, seppuku. Basically blowing himself up with his own energy, and I guess some remnants of Boo were still there. And I love when they do shit. They're like, "Oh, you guys weren't paying attention. This witch lady came in and took a bit of Boo,
Yeah,
and
big of Boo.
dipped out of there
Yeah.
before anyone could see." That's
But
the
I
one.
mean, this is how I guess they're supposed to tie all this in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like this takes place after Z, like he said, before Super.
Another
And, like,
prequel.
yeah. So like, at this point, like I don't really mind it. Like if it works, it works. You know.
Yeah, the way they do it, it's like a bit of her spit because she wants to be the one to control the witch, and then
Bit of her DNA, and then Cyberman DNA, which is apparently
like a seed,
the seeds that were
like
like,
a chia pet.
chia pets or whatever,
Yeah.
like made inside the demon world.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily know which world. So it's Cyberman's birth is their demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put them in a crock pot and wait for them motherfuckers to stew. Because Ku is the first one to come out, and he doesn't necessarily have a lot of DNA from Boo, so he has the physique of Kid Boo, but the mentality of a Cyberman. And I don't know why he's so damn smart. Maybe
Yeah.
because of the witch. He tries to fight the first Tamagami because they're on that planet already, and he just gets wiped. She goes back to the drawing board and uses the rest of the sample she has of Boo, which is like a fucking, like an Andy's custard, like a tub of it.
Yeah.
Dumped in, and a fat ass Boo comes out named Do. And that final fight, we're gonna jump to the final fight because everything leading up to it is all like story beats that introduce new forms ahead of time, so that it's not much of a surprise at the end, because they do so much animation that made me wonder what went wrong with Super. You know, because it's so consistent and it's so good to where it reaches those same heights every episode. I don't question the quality as much, you know?
Well, they do very good, like, close-ups. Like, when you see Goku or Vegeta or any of the Boos, whatever, when you see them, like, just them, perfectly detailed.
Yeah.
When it comes to the very wide shots, it looked like somebody, like,
like watercolor?
Watercolored them.
Yeah.
And then they look really tiny when, you know, they finally become adults. Like, they're really skinny. It's like skinnier than Super.
I did kind of notice that, but at the same time, like
it's happening so fast.
What?
It's happening so fast, like the action.
Yeah.
So your brain doesn't like register each individual frame. It's just that one shit frame you see for a little bit. It's like wiping your eyes, and you're like, oh shit, it's not really that bad.
Yeah, and then it's like a close up, and it's like perfectly detailed.
Yeah.
But like overall, like it is pretty consistent. Like I would say this is way better quality than Super, and dude, like the way it ramps up so quick too in the show.
Dude, they storm the castle as soon as they get the chance to. And it's so ballsy, but it's like, dude, they're weak as hell. So they storm the castle and they fight the Demon King. And somehow this dude pops the eyeball on his forehead. Like,
before that.
Oh, go.
What did you guys think of the... I saw them as like the demon's version of the Ginyu Force.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
They were introduced... I think they were goofy too fast.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you saw them, they were like they're eating in the lobby of the Demon King's castle.
Yeah.
And they're like eating snacks. And it's like, man, I need better troops to fight these guys. Like, that is us.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, for some reason, I don't know why, but it kind of ticked me off that they did that because I'm like,
my thing was if all they did was introduce themselves at the beginning of the show. By the time they get killed, I would have felt a little bad. But they get introduced the same episode they fucking die in. It's like, bro, you hired these guys for a quick voice line and that's it?
I think it was just the fact that it was literally like a copy and paste of the Ginyu Force.
Like, through and through.
It could have been
except
more
with the rocket
original.
launcher and the Glizzy.
Yeah.
But
After they defeat them, that's when they go and defeat encounter, or I guess what am I looking for?
They
take on Goma.
They take on Goma.
Yeah.
So we're gonna skim through a lot because Goma, arguably, is the most blandest villain we've ever had. I'm just being honest. There might be a hot take. The blandest villain. Period. He gets to what he wants, and that's great. And I'm not shitting on him. I don't hate the guy. I think he's a good villain, but I don't think we need the whole.
I think he's more like fun. I guess.
More fun.
Like I agree with you. He's pretty bland.
The forms that had come out from this show. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, which is god tier, literally the best design I've seen in a long time.
We won't say too much on that because like it's an experience to watch that.
Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that was an experience, and this motherfucker spoiled a lot of it for me by showing me the clips ahead of time before I could even watch it.
Hey, TikTok is wild, man. That's why you gotta stop. If you're watching something, stay off TikTok.
The detail. This is the first time I've seen Dragon Ball in the light I saw it when I was a kid. It's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Those alone put this show pretty high, almost above Super.
I would
Goku
say
Black Arc is
Super.
good, but Super in itself is not that. The anime, at least. What'd you guys think of the forms?
Dude, honestly, I loved seeing Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
Yeah.
Like, because it was like not really a fact. It was just like something that people would always say. Like, there's no way that, you know, with how high of a power they've reached in Super, like, there's no way he can't use Super Saiyan 3, right?
Yeah.
And, like, it was just never made canon until now. And there was just one detail that I've noticed a lot of people say, like, that could explain why he doesn't use it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, whenever they were adults, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 3 again.
Yeah.
he gets like really tired really fast.
Yeah.
Like you could see him sweating and stuff.
I think
like,
it's low iron.
Yeah.
I think that's what they put in the
yeah, low
thing.
iron.
Yeah.
He kind of like overpowers Gomu for a bit, but the third eye, they say like gives him unlimited stamina, so he doesn't get tired. And then like Vegeta,
it's basically autocorrect. That whole fight of Goma,
Yeah.
it's autocorrect,
Yeah.
and it gets to the point where Goma doesn't even learn any new fighting techniques.
Mm.
He just gets fucking bigger, which is weird.
Yeah.
Um,
But whenever they fight, like I like how they show that Vegeta literally goes all out and then immediately just like starts getting tired,
mm,
and then like they have to switch out him and Goku.
yeah.
But
How'd you guys feel? So the running theory right now is that never gonna give you, never gonna give, never. I'm just kidding. That's not a song. That's a song. But Neva, the Namekian, is actually Toriyama. Toriyama basically wrote himself as Neva because in the beginning of the show, Neva is seen humming the opening themes to the first Dragon Ball show. In older interviews, Toriyama has said that Piccolo was his favorite character, so it would be quite fitting for him to be a Namekian, hence why it was his favorite character, right? Gives the energy to Goku to become Super Saiyan 4. This is what I'm tired of. And Toei, if you're listening to this, which you're probably not, give fucking better ideas for sorcery. Because I'm tired of, like, for instance, Orange Piccolo, motherfucker just poured water on a green statue. That's it. That's how he got his powers. Goku, get up, dog. Boom. That's it. A quick shoulder tap, boom. He's a Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's still a great design.
Like I mean, I still love seeing Super Saiyan 4 be canon and all that, but I kind of do agree with you like that. On that, I mean.
Do you feel like so forms alone? Do you enjoy them, and do you wish Gohan was implemented?
If Gohan was implemented, he'd be like, not a fetus. He'd be like 2 years, 2 years old.
Yeah.
Like not even able. He could probably levitate, but he couldn't actually do any real combat other than like maybe remember the Raditz fight, and he would like headbutt all the time.
Oh yeah, he would just be like that again.
He could only be doing that as a 2-year-old.
That's pretty scary though. If a 2-year-old came flying at me and chest headbutting me, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Fucking sternum, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that's actually very interesting though.
So
I just realized that Gohan isn't
At all in
in
it.
any of this.
Right?
Imagine he's the big surprise in the last episode.
That'd be so.
No. I was really hoping Tien. He has a third eye. I don't know why he's not involved in this.
You're right, huh?
Because no one at Toei gives a fuck about Tien or
Yeah.
Chaozu.
I think they just gave up on the Earthlings.
So I'll pull up a photo of Super Saiyan 4 now. Pink. Bigger hands and a weird pattern on the fur.
I know.
Do you like the all red?
I know he does not like the hands at all.
Do you like the design though?
The design, yeah, but the hands.
It pisses him off a lot. I don't know why.
Like,
I mean, it's more fitting for the ape side of things.
Yeah.
I wanted something at least spoken, like Neva saying some sort of seance. Because this motherfucker, he grows Goku a tail, gives him near unlimited energy to tap into his traditional side of things. I can ignore as much as I can because I love it and I love the fights. It's just, come on. You know? But I still give the show a solid, like, 8, 9. 8.
Dude, yeah, honestly, so far, like, this is my favorite Dragon Ball I've seen, And I loved Super. I know a lot of people hated that. I'm talking about the movie Superhero.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Gohan's new form and stuff. Like, that was my favorite for a while.
Yeah.
Daima tops that.
I have to give it a 7.
A 7?
I like the story. I like where it's going. It's just there's a lot of MacGuffins that doesn't need to be involved, shouldn't be involved.
Yeah.
Like the bugs. The bugs are the worst part of everything. So there's one. It just whatever they needed, the bugs were there to save them. Like, and it's like a sensory beam for them. It's the bugs.
Yeah. A lot of people are speculating that they might use the fusion bug on the last episode.
But it shows in the photo that it does 3 in 1. You could do 3 people in one.
True.
One little transition.
Or it's 2 people and it goes into one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't even know how they paid for that. I think they stole those bugs from that shop. I don't remember them paying.
Yeah. But
So 7, 8. You give it an 8.
8 or 9.
What are you guys' thoughts on the last episode? Quick little. Because this will
like
come out Friday.
The last one that came out.
The for the finale. What are your thoughts? What are your theories on it?
A lot of people are like, saying fusion. I don't want to get my hopes up and like say fusion as well. Like I'm honestly hoping that Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 4 as well.
That'd be nice.
Like imagine them two just going head to head with Angoma. Like that would be pretty sick.
I hate that I'm thinking of this, but I feel like it will be. That they're gonna beat the boss. Everyone's gonna live happy in the demon realm now that it's free. But then Neville's gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna lose your memories about ever getting this power, Super Saiyan 4." Oh, and then it's never gonna be spoken about in Super
Shoot,
again.
maybe.
Because
I could see.
I
that,
feel like
honestly.
this is what's setting up the Moral arc. In the manga, Moral is from the demon realm, and he's an ancient sorcerer from 1,000 years, and so happens to come back again. From prison, and that's where Super continues, but we never got to see it in animation form.
Moral is the next one after Universal Survival, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it would tie in nicely.
All right,
What about you,
yeah,
Sai?
yeah.
What are you thinking?
They're most likely gonna be a fusion. It's like a Chekhov's gun. You can't have the fusion bug and not have any sort of fusion in there.
True.
But I don't think. Let's see. They're definitely gonna be able to like seal or destroy the eye. They already have a way to counter the eye.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's necessarily gonna die. I think the big bad's gotta somehow learn from his ways or something. Some weird MacGuffin's gonna happen because there's not really. It's still a children's show, so
True. Yeah.
actually this one, not a lot of people have like died at all.
Yeah. I mean, no one really actually.
Imagine they befriend Goma. They're just like, you're part of the
Yeah,
team.
that's what I'm thinking.
I can see that happening.
Super Saiyan 4 in this
yeah.
demon world.
I've seen like a little leak, I guess. I don't want to say leak because it's probably like fan made, but like of the fusion that people think is gonna look like. Like, supposedly he's gonna be all golden and stuff.
Some of them think he's gonna be
Yeah.
all white or some shit.
Yeah.
Like Zekor from
so
a
like
fan
people
manga.
are already like putting that stuff out there.
Yeah, because there's already I guess Toei wanted some kind of color pattern. So Orange Piccolo, Black Gohan, Beast Gohan, and then
Gohan,
Black Frieza, the white Goku, and then I guess purple's got to be Vegeta's
Vegeta, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
newest
There you
form.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that has been our thoughts for Daima.